I get outside as much as I possibly can because that's the most important thing for me. The only way to get anywhere near what I'm trying to do is to have an immediate contact with what I'm trying to paint. There's no point in doing anything outside if you're going to muck about with it on the spot, because you're separating yourself from the thing in front of you.
Snowdrops and bluebells, primroses and daffodils will ring out loud bells to welcome in the spring. Will ring out loud bells to welcome in the spring. What makes you go abroad and work for strangers? Your books and learning bring too many changes. Here in my world the ways are changeless. Does it not call you?
The most important thing I would think of any landscape artist's work is the change in the seasons, because it's not just the seasons, it's every week, every day, every week, this change. I first came across John Clare years ago when someone showed me a copy of his poems of the Shepherd's Calendar. One can relate a lot of my work to the poems of John Clare. He used words where I use lines. He was and is the greatest landscape poet ever. Every line he wrote was an illustration. I identified with him so well that at times I could have thought myself John Clare, because all the things he talked about I was drawing. It was a complete parallel.
I loved nature and painted her both in words and pictures, better than many poets and painters. In my boyhood, solitude was the most talkative vision I met with. Birds, bees, trees, flowers, all talked to me incessantly, louder than the busy hum of men.
He lived within his own little community and just wandered off for a walk or whatever he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. And I think I do the same. I'm happy to be in a community as long as I can go off all day if I wish to.
It is very quiet and peaceful. There are not many cars or buses. I would not like to live in a city because there is too much rubbish and it is very noisy. When I wake up, I hear birds singing outside my window. When I look out of my window, I can see green fields, and sometimes I can hear soft noises like moos from the cows.
Northamptonshire and this little area has enough for me because it's constantly changing. It appears different every day. Every time I go out, I see different things. It's an ever-changing landscape. Elm trees come down now daily, so the landscape and horizon shapes and masses are changing all the time. You get new vistas. It does open up new worlds. There's so much to do here. It's all there, just waiting.
what I want you to do on your paintings in a moment, I want you to try and see if you can paint me a picture of a spring flower that you'd like to see. This one's yellow, but on your table you'll see you've got red, blue, green, purple, pink.
Snowdrops and bluebells, primroses and daffodils will ring out loud bells to welcome in the spring.
Winter's here. Animals go to hibernate and the snow falls down and it gets so very cold they get up with their dressing gown. Flowers are sprouting deep in the wood, the first spring snowdrop with its little white hood. The flowers are every colour. There are blue bluebells, white daisies and yellow primroses.
When I see the first flowers of spring, I seem to be saying summer is near.
I like living in the countryside, in the green fields, where white daisies, yellow buttercups and blue bluebells grow. There are many trees. Some are big, some are small. They have bright green leaves. Where are the snowdrops, said the sun. Dead, said the frost. Buried and lost. Everyone a foolish answer.
Flowers shall hang upon the palls, brighter than patterns upon shawls, and blossoms shall be in the coffin lids, sadder than tears on grief's eyelids. Garlands shall hide pale corpses' faces, when beauty shall rot in charnel places. Spring flowers shall come in tears of sorrow, for the maiden goes down in her grave tomorrow.
They're buried. They go to heaven or hell. They go into heaven. Up in the sky. Well, you're happy there.
Snowdrops and bluebells, primroses, daffodils will ring out loud bells to welcome in spring.
welcome, pale primrose, starting up between dead matted leaves of ash and oak that strew the every lawn the wood and spinney through, mid creeping moss and ivy's darker green. How much thy presence beautifies the ground, how sweet thy modest, unaffected pride glows on the sunny bank and wood's warm side.